one of the things that came out of the Sister Wives Patreon that McKelty and Tony did, and that hit a whole bunch of online magazine articles, was the line that Meri didn't have any right to be upset at Cody because she cheated first, and so she gave all rights away. And that's been bothering me. And I know this might be an unpopular opinion, and you are welcome to disagree with me in the comments. I am not going to fight to the death for Meri. But it bothers me because when we watched it, and we all watched it together, it was clear that Meri had every intention of leaving. So there's no, even though she didn't physically do anything, she had every intention of leaving. And that was wrong. But even at the time, I kind of had this suspicion, I think a lot of us did, that Cody had been neglecting her for a while. You know, he pushed her out. They kind of pushed this divorce on her, or maybe she wanted it. But it seemed like she had kind of gotten less and less attention for a few years at that point. Now, in season 16, we found out that several years before this happened, he stopped having a relationship with her. Now, there are a lot of couples, there's a lot of relationships that are sexless, and I'm not going to judge that when it is a mutual decision that both parties come to. That was not the case here. As near as we can tell, he has always continued to have intimate relations with several of his wives, definitely Robin, because they're having kids. There doesn't seem to be any problem there. And Christine kind of talked about it. And Janelle, I still have opinions on whether or not Janelle, you know, this season she really implied that they had that. But I also get an impression that on a timing schedule that she was happy with, which might not be very often. I don't know. But Meri got cut out of the equation really early on in the show. And to me, it kind of feels like if he is having relations with everyone else and he stops having it with Meri, it's a little different of a situation. And I think it was kind of a low blow to say that she doesn't have any right to complain because she cheated on him first. Well, he abandoned her first in that aspect. So it kind of feels like he wanted to keep her around for money, for the fame of having all these wives, for the structure of saying he's having wives. But he essentially stopped being a husband to her. And there's even some implication that he kind of stopped visiting. At some point, she said, no, I don't want you to come over at all. But I don't know that he was coming over that much already. I don't know. So I'm not saying that Meri is right for what she did, but I think it's a little more nuanced than she cheated first, so he doesn't have any right to complain about anything he did. Now, I might be wrong. I might be having a small sympathy moment for her because he is so awful. But that's what I'm going to say.